Hey guys, what's up? And today we are going to do a quick unboxing. Have one package from Out of Darts and one package from Hawkeye. Let's start with the Out of Darts one. Okay, so starting off, we have some blaster parts flywheels. Now these ones are actually specifically the ones I was looking for out of, all of the available flywheels, not because they have the highest crush, but actually the opposite, because they don't have a lot of crush or any at all, and they tend to not really add a lot of FPS over stock flywheels. But they have slight concavity, so they'll probably increase accuracy from what I've heard. But this will actually go with the Hawkeye package, as you'll see in a second. On top of that, we have a blue voltmeter. Now this is just a standard 2-wire one for use in most of the LiPo builds. I have a bunch of red ones, however, I wanted a blue one specifically for this build. We also bought 2 of the Morpheus guides. I took one out of the package just so you can see what it looks like. But basically, it's a metal guide you could slot into one of their 3D printable cages, and it basically just eliminates the need to cut and trim a brass guide, which is a pain in the butt, and you get the added benefits of having that. Here's the cage I made for it. Basically, this just sort of slots right in there. And then it won't rotate because there's little nubs here that catch on. You have to put a little glue at the front, it looks like, to stop it from pulling out. However, other than that, it seems to sit in there pretty well. This is a 42mm OFP cage. Now, I know that they have a 41.5. However, I plan on using some of the containment crew wheels to go with these. So these guys, and then some fangs. And I figured that because I'm going to try to make a few more of these like sort of high FPS builds, such as this one. I don't really have any right now other than Prism, which was my End-War primary, but I'd like to make some loaners for End-War and other events such as that, as most of what I play is HVZ, so a lot of my blasters tend to shoot low to fit in velocity restrictions and stuff like that, but it might be a good idea to have some extra higher FPS blasters lying around. Plus, that means we get to try some new and exciting products that come out, such as this, rather than just sticking with some old stuff, which is cool as well. But going back real quick, I went with the 42 instead of the 41.5 because I figured the 41.5 is a lot of crush, and using community dart bins, sometimes there's a few hard-tip darts lying around, it's sort of hard to avoid, and they would pretty much jam in that tight of a space. So I went with 42 just to give myself a little bit of safe space. Then he also included a sticker, which is cool. Moving on to the Hawkeye package. Amidst the bubble wrap, there is a BSP cage and a sticker as well. I actually didn't see the sticker the first time. I only just saw it right now, and I've had this package open for a little while. But stickers are good though, because I'm working on a sticker bombed blaster right now, so that will fit in excellently. So this is the BSP cage. There is a 3D printable version, however this is the resin cast one. I'm not sure if there's any major differences between the two, but this is cast, as you can see, in a sort of translucent blue, which is really cool. And then it houses 2 Titan Hyperion motors, and then a Dean's connector for swappable cages. And then this cage is also brassed, which is cool, and it has worker wheels. I didn't buy this cage. It's actually from a stream contest that he did a giveaway during, so thanks Ben for that. And you guys should definitely go check him out at Black Steel Props on Etsy, or Hawki007 as he's more well known as on YouTube and all those other platforms. Anyway, going back to the other package, these blue blaster parts wheels are for this cage. It matches, so it'll look cool, as I plan to do a window facing the motors as opposed to just on the back for the cage. However, I thought it would look cooler, A, and B, when he did the FPS testing, this is the cage he used to test out these motors, he was getting about 100 FPS. And I wanted to try to drop that a little bit down to the 90 range so I could use it during HVZ games. Basically, I would be getting the much improved accuracy and consistency and fast rev time that LiPo setups such as this one would be known for. However, I wouldn't really be getting the added FPS, which in this case I don't really want. However, it's really hard to get a LiPo setup to shoot that low, so this may actually be a pretty optimal setup for the 90 to 100 feet that I needed to shoot. Plus, I mean, because this is HVZ, it'll be close range, but this is a canted brass cage, so it should be shooting pretty darn accurately, so I don't think they'll have any issues with that. But it'll be a sort of major improvement in terms of accuracy and spin-up time, as opposed to just using like a stock cage like I've been using. Anyway, guys, that's going to be a pretty short video. I'll link in the description down below where you can pick up some of these parts if you want to get anything you saw in this video. So I was actually just about to post this video, however I got the associated package in the mail today, so I figured I'd hold off. We'll add this in at the end just because it all sort of ties together. So inside of the package we have my blue strife set, which we'll open in a second. And then it actually appears there is a sticker, as in some of the other packages, and then there's actually a patch, which I wasn't expecting, so that's pretty cool. Actually, Hawkeye, I meant to get a patch, so this is perfect. I can add it to my board. It's actually pretty cool. It has a one side of the Velcro on this, and then the other side's your standard hook side. So I guess if you wanted to sew this onto something and just have this instead of like a whole sheet, it's pretty neat. So inside of the bag we have a Black Steel Props business card. It's actually kind of cool. It's like a metallic-y reflective on the silver, so it's pretty neat. Then we got a note. It says that you might want to clean off the parts just because there might be a little bit of the release agent, and sort of how to clean up the parts because they are a raw cast, and that's pretty well advertised on his Etsy page. So, I mean, you should really know what you're buying. However, there's a slight amount of cleanup, and I have to drill one hole through the jam door. And then another sticker, we can't forget that. So, as far as I can tell, most of these parts are pretty much identical to the stock strife bits, with the exception of the trigger having a little bit of buildup on this peg and this peg. It's kind of hard to see, but on a stock one, it's just those two little pegs, whereas on this one there's little build-up ramps, and that's just because I assumed, well, this is the section where the lever for the actual firing mechanism sits, so I assume that that's just reinforced to add some strength to it. And then the jam door is also a hair thicker on the top, but that's probably just for added reinforcement, so it's fine with me. Other than that, though, all the pieces came in great condition. There's a little bit of cleanup as mentioned in the note, so I'm going to follow that along, and then, just to make sure that everything turns out well. He does have a slight delay, however I think it's pretty much well worth the time. I know he has a little bit of a backlog going, however, like I said, I think it's pretty well worth the time. Plus now I can match my BSP cage, and we'll have a pretty sleek looking blaster when we're done. Plus, actually, as far as I know, this is one of the only clear-ish, or like translucent BSP cages. I know he sells the resin cast ones, but most of them are the solid colors, the opaque ones, or I believe clear, but this is like a translucent blue that sort of matches this set, so I'm super thrilled to have a full set put together, and it's going to go into a pretty special blaster. Plus, this cage is like pretty perfect for my HVZ needs, so it'll probably be replacing the Bandit theme strife as my primary use blaster for HVZ, which I've been using for like years. So it would have to be something really special to replace that in my mind, so I think this is just what we need. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for real this time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video.